What's up, guys and gals? It's that time again for another episode of Mount & Blade Warband. In today's episode, we're probably going to take out Slezkh Castle, which is right here. It's been about, 20 days, 30 days since our last episode. Not like real life days. If it had been that long, I'm pretty sure you guys would have revolted by now. But anyways, in lieu of a revolution, what we need to do today is we need to declare ourselves a new campaign. And so we've got some pretty sizable armies available to us now. Let's assemble the army. And I think we've got about 4 armies now that each have over 100 as we've been riding around. You guys haven't seen it, but I've been paying attention to it as I've been playing the game. Let's see what we have here. We have 161 with Gurlad. We have 111 with Lazalet. 55 there with Klargus. Very, very good. We'll see if anybody else answers the call. I don't think Barans or anybody else really have an army to be able to assist us as of right now, but they might be able to soon. Did everybody else just like peel off already, or what's going on here? Lazalet? What are you doing? You're definitely not in the campaign, bro. You're way over there. If I could give you the quest, I would totally cancel the quest right now and be like, you have failed. And done that little joom noise that sounds all threatening. That's what I would do right now. Let me continue upgrading people. And actually, I don't think my siege force is really quite as optimized as it might be able to be. And so maybe I will give them some more time to assemble and I'll ride back to Qdan. And then we'll manage our garrison. And let me see what I've got here that I can make use of. So we've got 15 Huskarls. Obviously quite a few veterans. We've got warriors and things ready to go. So I'll probably bring everything up to warrior. So we'll have hired blades and veteran. And then everybody else is going into the garrison. We'll bring the sword sister. Why not? We'll bring the mercenary swordsman too. And so there's our sharpshooter. Basically everything else is going to be replaced by sharpshooters at this point. There we go, and that leaves us with a good 35 slots, it looks like, for sharpshooters. So let's go ahead and do that. And that gives us 50 sharpshooters, which is a really, really supremo advantage when it comes to killing people off the walls. Now that I've gotten my own troops ready to go, I really wish that more lords would kind of tack on to this little thing, because Slezkh is going to take a little bit of time. It's going to be about as bad as, what was that castle we took? Nalag. It's going to be almost as bad as Nalag, but not quite. I mean, it's probably going to cost us some casualties, assuming we don't know if it's going to have a siege tower either. I can't tell because of all this text. We will give it just a moment to make sure, and it says prepare ladders. So actually, we're in pretty good shape right now. Let's go ahead and prepare those ladders and get them going. I really want to hit Vaegirs hard on this playthrough. I would prefer that they're the only faction that didn't back off when we wanted people to back off on us. So you know what? This is what happens. We take your stuff bit by bit, piece by piece, if you don't back off of us. So we're going to put our archers over here. And then everybody else up the walls. I'll see you on the other side, amigos. With our sharpshooters available, I do think we should be able to take out a huge block of the enemy. The enemy is kept in blocks. I don't know if you guys knew that. They tend to store all of their units, much like an ice block. They just keep them all together in one nice, neat little lump so that they don't lose them or anything like that. They treat them like Pogs, because I used to lose my Pogs. So they keep them kind of in big, stacky lumps. I'm going to see if I can fire through my own troops here. I don't think it's going to allow me to. So maybe I'll get on this guy's case. Fortunately, I don't seem to be doing very well at it. And we're already reinforcing. I'm just going to hang out. Just hang out for a little bit because we are making positive gains with regards to the guys being killed by archers. Archery looking pretty good right now. I am hearing the sticky sound of a lot of men dying. The sound of men dying, almost always sticky. That's a little known fact that they don't tell you in the military. They'd be like, yeah, the sound of people dying, super, super sticky. And really, I was talking about the swooshy sound of arrows flying around. That guy's still taking shots at me. We managed to take the wall yet? Appears as though they are giving way. Move the archers up ever so slightly so that maybe they can get a better shot at some of these guys that are in the corners. I do have a little bit of health left, not a lot. But enough left to where it's not so bad. It only stings a little. Like a larger band-aid might do it for this boo-boo. You ever notice that once your friends have kids, they talk in baby talk all the time again? That's like one of the major things keeping me from having kids, is that I'm finding that I just really don't want to revert to the stage of just being like all the time. I don't know if I can do it. I just don't know if I can do it. Gentlemen, there are other people to shoot at. In case you were wondering. In case you are wondering. Okay, time to back off. Let's go ahead and back up just slightly. We lose a little bit of morale. And then we'll take a look at the castle and see how much damage we did. So they've got 57 knights still remaining. Actually, they've almost got no archers left. How bad did that hurt me? I only lost 3 men. Fantastic. Couldn't have asked for a better resolution. I know I say that every single episode, but it's true. If I got a good resolution, why not be happy about it? Let's go ahead and besiege the castle. We're going to wait until tomorrow so that I can get a little bit of health back. And then it's time to hit this bugger. Let's do it. Apparently some people don't really care about the call to arms. They're just kind of riding around, even though we could use their extra force. Let's go ahead and lead another assault. This time I'm going to keep archers a little bit closer. And everybody else is going straight on in. Have fun, gentlemen. Doesn't that look like fun up there? Just a bunch of beardy men with axes and shields just waiting for you to step over the ridge. Doesn't that sound like a blast? Who would not be entertained by such a thing? See if I can keep maybe some of these guys from picking off my men from behind while they're going up the ladder, because that is the big problem that you run into when you do this kind of stuff, is that the AI does really enjoy shooting guys in the back while their shields are rotated to the front, and they're trying to fight on their front flanks. I don't think the front actually counts as a flank. As they're trying to fight along their front side, guys shoot them in the backside, and while that doesn't sound that malignant, it still is not benign. And so getting shot in the ass, I feel like there's a lot of ass scars being earned today, though. We are getting just rolled as we come up the walls. There's no archers left, though, which means we should be able to hang back and just allow the sharpshooters to chop them to pieces. Look, I'm right here, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you come down the walls, you will die. Take that, noob. Come on, gentlemen. Come down the wall with me. Hey, dick. There's like 4 guys left in the entire castle, and that one's got to shoot me. Well, fine then. Yeah, that's what you thought. At least that's what I thought. You thought you were just going to be able to blast me, but nah, that ain't how we roll. I was like, nah, we can't get shot. Nah. Nyet. Ooh. I don't know if that guy's death was my fault. I kind of stepped backwards. I stepped out of the way of the blow. It's like one of those battle... I don't know if it's battle chivalry. Like, am I supposed to cover the guy next to me? Because it's kind of like that episode of The Office where Jim steps out of the way and then Michael falls in the fish pond. That was almost exactly the same situation. I'm kind of wondering if it's okay. Who's throwing rocks? Really? Is that the point we're seriously at? We're throwing rocks? Are we really so far gone with regards to our tactics that really stones are the only thing we have left? As a geologist, I'm okay with it. I'm just saying that there are more effective implements of destruction than stones. I mean, there's really big stones. There's practically enormous stones. So as you can see, there is a full range of things that are better than stones for destroying. Stones on fire. A lot of rocks, not flammable, but those ones that are in movies that are always like rawr and like flying around, pitch-covered rocks. There we go. You cover your rocks in pitch and then you throw them, because Bernie rocks are super scary. If I saw a rock rolling down the road, I'd be like, that's pretty interesting. If I saw a rock rolling down the road on fire, I'd be like, well, Armageddon's begun. My preliminary assumptions would have already jumped up to a much more severe level. Sharpshooters doing work like always. I love that unit. Sharpshooters still remain one of my favorite units in the entire game, especially after their buff. They're just incredible. If you're wondering what buff they got, they made it so that Rhodok's troops are able to move faster across overland, because Rhodok's typically doesn't have horses, and so they made it so that they move really, really fast across the overland map. And also, they buffed up their damage. I think they raised the piercing damage by like 4 or 5 on their crossbows. Made them aim a whole lot better. It was basically nasty. The week after that patch came out was really, really difficult. You had to basically relearn the game and what was safe. Oh. And so I think I'll send everybody else up the walls now. Shot him in the knee. Oh my god, that's so amazing. If I was running up on a dude with a battle axe and he shot me in the knee, battle would be over with regards to me just wanting to participate anymore. Like, ah, you shot me in the knee, man. What's up with that? That's not okay. And as you can see, the game gets tremendously easier. Probably the hardest part of the game is when you're first starting your own kingdom. But once you've got about 11 lords on your side, you can just start steamrolling. It's like an unending tide of destruction. That made me think of those bottles of just like laundry detergent. It's a tide of destruction. It's just a bottle of detergent with like a giant axe and a helmet. And like, rawr! I think about dumb stuff like that all the time. You guys have no idea. It's hilarious. It would be a lot more hilarious though if I could share it with other people like more frequently. And so that's why I try to bring it up while I'm here. Just these random horrible jokes that run through my head. And so now we will defer the appointment of a lord. And I do think it's probably a good time to maybe start circulating some of the properties a little bit. I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave me a note down in the comment below, or in the comments below, the pluralized comments, and we'll try and figure out whether or not I want to start going kind of in a circular motion and just handing things out to the lords that I already have, or if we just want to keep bringing more people into the fold. We're going to end the campaign there. And so I think it might be a good idea to start giving lands to the outlying people in my kingdom. Just kind of keep them going on a round robin. God, we get so much money from Qdan. We get almost 3 grand from Qdan by itself. In fact, we miss getting 3 grand by 1 dinar. So much money from that one place. Tax inefficiency's hurting us a little bit, but not too much. Kind of thinking about what I want to do. I apologize for sitting and staring at green numbers here for a moment. We're really in the green. Like, we're fine with regards to our cash. How do we do with our casualties right there? We only lost 4 men. Not too bad. Not too shabby. I'll take it. May have lost some Sharpama shooters. But still, I need to go around and figure out how I can move my... I need to get Velvet and I need to get something else in order to move people over to Qdan. I also need to figure out how I can set up a feast to make people a little bit happier. I know how to do it. I know how to set up a feast if you're a male lord because you do it through your wife. But is it just like I have to go get married first and then I can do it in here? I'm not really sure how the whole thing works. This Garrison's kind of suspect. Let's go to the Lord's Hall and we'll see who's lined up to join us. We've got Lord Pleiss. We'll accept his pledge. And we will give Slezkh to Pleiss. And then we will also give Slezkh to... I don't know, who's happy right now? I would say probably like one of the people who only has like a little village anyways. We'll give it to Baranz. That'll make him a little bit happier. Make his army a slight of a bit larger. I think you get about 40 men for a normal village, so that should get him up to 80 to where he's just marginally useful to me. Until they have about 80 men, it's just, why even bother like bringing them on the campaign? They're just gonna get wiped out anyways. Manage the garrison here. We'll drop off all of our earlier sharpshooters. We'll drop off just about everything top tier, in fact. And then we'll keep everything that is not upgraded. Why are there so many Vaegir recruits in my castle? That's a little bit weird. Does that autofill? Like, do you automatically get those? Because I don't remember putting Vaegir footmen or Vaegir recruits in here ever. Maybe it's just a perk. I have no idea. There's so many, like, random systems in this game that I've never fiddled with at all that it can be hard to tell sometimes. Let's go ahead and check on all of our garrisons. I'm going to do a round and make sure. Iruma's at 71. Slezkh is going to take a while. So they got 36 men there right now, and then Pleiss has newfound land. How is Gurlad doing down here? My main man, he's my big dude, 105. Not a whole lot in his castle. I wish there was more, but look at that. Our kingdom's looking pretty good right now. I'm really impressed with the fact of how fast we've been able to expand our holdings. We're a real kingdom at the moment. I mean, we're more of a real kingdom than, say, you know, they are not quite as expansive as Nords just yet. But wait until our next campaign against them. I would love to be. If we can get 2 to 3 more major capitals, I'll give them all to myself. And I should be pulling down like 8,000 dinars by then per week, and that'll really kind of speed up the process. I do wish that the game had implemented some of the features from mods that are around. Like there are like training mods where you can hire a veteran to hang out in your hold and just train anybody you drop off there, and you tell him what end unit you want. And he'll be like, all right, I will give you a bunch of Huskarls. And so you drop off like 100 tier 1 recruits, and he gradually trains them up to Huskarls over time. He tells you how long it's going to be and stuff like that. Really kind of a cool mod. Makes it a little bit easier on you so that you aren't constantly the guy running around training people, which can get boring very, very fast. I will admit to you guys that I'm getting tired of recruiting. It's just like, not so fun. What is Nizar doing for me? I thought Nizar was just a warrior. Yep, let's go ahead and level him up then. He's got 2 ready to go. That's pretty cool. Well, let's make him... See if we can't get him up to like Weapon Master 5 or something. Give him a little bit of power throw. I'd been fiddling with that off camera. You guys hadn't seen it, but I've been wanting to give him javelins or something. I had just been kind of messing around. It's not even something that I'm serious about. It's just, where do you put the points after a while? You hit a point where you're pretty much capped out and way too awesome. And that's Borcha. Borcha's doing tracking for us. Since he's got tracking, I might as well give him extra point and shield, give him some extra coverage in battle. Baheshter is doing pathfinding, spotting, and looting. Oh, he needs more agility to make that happen. Maybe we'll put a couple of points into agility then. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll get him up to agility 12, and then we'll put 4 into all these. And once he's got a whole bunch of 4s on the floor, we should be ready to endure another round of combat with him anyways. I do wish that their points went up a bit easier, because 156 is kind of a lame spot to cap out. And we're good there. Let me check my inventory, make sure... Oh, we're almost out of food, so maybe I should go on another Vittle run. Let's go up to Vercheg, because they tend to have a lot of like fish right there. And I really prefer to get dried fish, sausage, and things like that. If we can get that into our inventory, it helps out with morale tremendously, so let's just do it. Cheeses, too. I'll take that. Sell off all of our random spoils of war, such as they are. Even though they are humble, it'll still take the edge off what we have to pay. I'll go down to Sargoth and see if I can't grab some fish from there. Once we've got our hands all covered in the stink of the fish, we should be ready for another round of training and stuff. Now, this game is getting a little bit difficult to record for me, simply because there's not a lot of interesting things happening. So as I've been talking about, I've been letting about 30 days go in between each episode, and while that is a lot more time consuming for me, on the alternate end, it makes sure that always something is always occurring. If I can get my words straight right there, they're horrifically mangled right now. Anyways, it makes sure that there's always something good happening, so that we're always attacking a castle, we're always taking a capital, something fun is always occurring. I do wish there was a little bit more in the diplomatic process folded into the game, but that's like something for other mods. For example, the diplomacy mod, which is just a simple mod for vanilla, adds a whole lot of just kind of legal wrangling and kind of casus belli and all kinds of interesting things that you can mess around with while you play the game. 3,000 dinars right there for the week, very good. I don't really want any more bread. I don't know who Nords is at war with right now. I haven't been paying attention to foreign diplomacy. I haven't been paying attention to foreign politics. Really just been kind of trying to focus on Vaegirs while we've been here. Let me go ahead and talk to any of my vassals, to be honest. I want to figure out how the war with Vaegirs is going and whether or not they're going to sue us for peace soon. I would, considering the losses they've taken. And then once they sue us for peace, I think our next big target is going to be the purple guys. Gonna take out the Kyrgyz in the next round of war. Kyrgyz declared war on us. Okay, that's perfectly acceptable. I probably shouldn't be using speed up like I am right now. Simply because that tends to get me in trouble with enemy lords as I ride through their lands, getting attacked by Yeraglek and whoever else would totally suck right now. So 164 at Ichamar, that's a really, really juicy target for us to look at. Only 78 archers, which is bad, but it's not as bad. I bet we could get it done in maybe 2 rounds of combat, like 1 assault, a retreat, and then another assault. 144 there in Tolga. I would like to remove the Kyrgyz as a faction and just kind of spread them to the wind. It means that we don't have somebody kind of vying for the supremacy of this little southern area right here. I don't like Kyrgyz units at all, so taking their land is a little bit of a bust in my mind, just because I don't like any of their units at all. I'm not going to recruit from anywhere, but still, getting them out of our hair would be really, really nice. Go back up to Qdan. It's all but, it's Squalorous. That sucks. Can I manage anything here? Build a messenger post and a prisoner tower. I was hoping I could do something that would make the place a little bit better with regards to... I think if I do quests, it helps out. Actually, let's do quests for a little bit, and we'll see. We haven't done a quest in a long time, right? It's been forever since our last quest. Escort a caravan to Sargoth. We will do it. So we shouldn't be able to outride him at all, just because we have such a large army with us. And I think taking him down to Sargoth, this is one of my favorite quests in the early game. If it's like in your first 100 to 200 days, escorting caravans is a fantastic way to bring out like money, bring in XP, just a really, really good all-around tactic. Let's call them skirmishers for now. A few more sharpshooters, a few more marksmen. What I'm trying to do right now, in case you're wondering why I keep recruiting like this, is I'd like to have about 100 of each top tier unit just sitting in my base waiting for me so that no matter what battle we go into... Oops, I went to the wrong place. I need to go to Sargoth. I don't know why I'm going over to Pravin. Easily fixed, however.
Almost harvesting season.
There it is, a little bit of cash, and that should improve our relation with our hometown too. It's a little lame that our own hometown hates us, or at least is not so stoked about us. A -2 is not irreversible, but there are certain amounts of renown, like when you're at like a -38 reputation with a city, that it becomes very, very difficult to patch that up. That's probably about 7 to 8 quests you're going to have to do just to get to 0. Oh god, that only gave us +1. That's no funsies. Well, let's take another quest and see if we can't help out a bit more. Ew. I hate that quest. That's the one quest I will not take. I absolutely loathe herding cabal. Herding cabal. Cabal sounds, I don't even know what a cabal would be. But anyways, I think I'm going to break the episode off here because we've run out of interesting things to do. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in the Nerd Castle for another episode of Mount & Blade Warband. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care and hi-do, everybody.